What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the must-own goalies video. I'm pumped for this one, but before we jump into this video, make sure you check out the video description. We have so much content to look forward to, so make sure you hop in our Discord, check out our website, and toss us a follow on Twitter to make sure that you're fully prepared for this upcoming season. If you want access to our projections, trade analyzer, the fantasy puck league, and more, head over to our Patreon. The link is in the description. Player of the Day is back, and for those who are new to the channel, I will give you a random stat that's associated with the player, and in the comment section below, it is your job to figure out who that player is. The random stat today is, this player last season averaged at least 2 shots per game, 2 hits per game, and at least 1.5 blocks per game. Who is this player? Leave your answers in the comment section below. To no surprise, the first must-own goalie for this season is Carter Hart of the Philadelphia Flyers. I think Hart's going to have a strong season after he struggled considerably last year. The Flyers addressed their problems, they added some forward depth, and they added some much needed depth on the back end with Ryan Ellis and Rasmus Ristolainen. Hart had the best season of his career in 2019 at age 21. He posted a 24, 13-3 record, a .914 save percentage, and a .242 goals against average. My hopes were really high for Hart last season, but in his third season, Hart went 9, 11, and 5 with an .877 save percentage and a .367 goals against average. Luckily for us, people are going to be sleeping on Hart this year, and he could be drafted as a solid goalie 2 with upside to finish as your goalie 1 in all fantasy formats. The Flyers look like an extremely deep team this year, with all 4 lines having some firepower, and now they have a solidified top 4 defensive core. All things are pointing for Hart to be one of the best bounce-back goaltenders this season. It's important to remember that Hart is only 23. And goaltenders in the NHL don't usually hit their prime until the middle part of their career. He finally had to deal with some adversity last season, and now 3 full NHL seasons under his belt and 100 starts, I think Hart is poised for a big season. On Yahoo, Hart is the 26th goalie off the board at ADP 135, and on ESPN, he's outside of the top 300. The next must-own goalie this season is Thatcher Demko of the Vancouver Canucks. I was really high on Demko last season, under the assumption that Holtby wouldn't hold his spot in the starter crease. The 25-year-old was entering his second full NHL season last year after coming off of one of the best playoff goalie performances that I've seen in a while. To remind everyone, Demko came in for Vancouver in the 2019 playoffs, and in 4 games he went 2-1 and saved 128 out of 130 shots. All eyes were on Demko, and it seemed impossible for Minnesota to score on him. Demko was solid last year, going 16, 18-1 with a .915 save percentage and a .285 goals against average on the team that struggled defensively. When I say struggled, I mean really struggled. Vancouver had the most Corsi against, allowed the 3rd most shots against, and had the most scoring chances against. They were far and away the worst defensive team last year, and Demko still managed to muster up quite an impressive season. With Halak now as the backup, Demko should still start at least 60% of the games, so the volume will be there. Vancouver is looking to bounce back from an extremely disappointing season, and this is a perfect time to draft Demko. On Yahoo, Demko is the 22nd goalie off the board at ADP 103, and on ESPN, he's the 18th ranked goalie at 122. Moving on, we have rookie goaltender Spencer Knight of the Florida Panthers. Now, it's important to note that Knight isn't guaranteed to be the starting goalie this season. Florida does have Bobrovsky on that massive deal, and he'll for sure be getting some starts just so Florida doesn't look bad. The 2019 13th overall pick was solid in a short sample last season, but from our World Junior hockey fans, we all saw how good Knight was in a big stage when USA took home gold after a 3-0 shutout win for Knight. In just 4 regular season games last year, Knight went 4-0 with a .919 save percentage and a .232 goals against average. Now, it's pretty difficult to predict how many starts he will get this season, but I think as soon as Bobrovsky shows any signs of struggle, Knight is going to step in and take over. Bobrovsky almost had a 3 goals against average on a team that dominated, ranking in the top 5 for Corsi for percentage, shot for percentage, goals for percentage, and scoring chances for percentage. Florida is an elite team, and with the addition of Sam Reinhart and a fully healthy Ekblad, I'm confident in this team, and I'm confident Knight can post some really impressive numbers. On Yahoo, Knight is the 17th goalie off the board at ADP 85, and on ESPN, he's ranked as goalie 23 at 181. Another goalie that's being drafted way later than he should be is Jacob Markstrom of the Calgary Flames. Similar to Demko, I had really high hopes for Markstrom last season. He was the clear number one netminder on a solid team, so the volume was there, he just didn't really have a good season. With his first year on his new team, Markstrom went 22, 19-2, had a 904 save percentage and a 266 goals against average. Now, we were correct about the volume. Markstrom did start 43 out of 56 games, and we should expect the same this season. Calgary did lose Giordano, but they added a solid defensive winger in Blake Coleman. The Pacific Division is by far the weakest division in hockey, which should help Markstrom, considering, especially now, he's out of the Canadian Division of Death. For where Markstrom is being drafted, the volume alone is enough to justify drafting him. On Yahoo, Markstrom is a 27th goalie off the board at ADP 138, and on ESPN, he's being drafted at goalie 19 at rank 125. To conclude this video, we're jumping over to the New Jersey Devils goaltender, Mackenzie Blackwood. The 24-year-old is one of the league's top young goalies who is yet to have his breakout season. The Devils had their struggles over the last few seasons, but after some pretty big offseason moves, I'm confident that this team will be really competitive. By adding Adam Graves and Dougie Hamilton, the Devils bolster up their defensive core with two D-men who hold some of the best plus-minus numbers in the last two seasons. Graves with a plus 55 and Hamilton with a plus 50. Those are stats that are really difficult to ignore and should only help Blackwood this season. In 2019, Blackwood posted a solid 22-14-8 record with a 915 save percentage and a 277 goals against average. He followed that up last year with a 14-17-4 record, a 902 save percentage, and a 304 goals against average. His 2020 stats lacked, but the Devils as a team were bad. They scored the 28th most goals last season and allowed the 5th most goals against. This Devils team is looking to bounce back, and the offseason moves justify this. Blackwood is poised to start at least 60% of the games this season, and for a young netminder on a solid team, I have really high expectations for him. On Yahoo, he's being drafted as a 23rd goalie at ADP 104, and on ESPN, he's the 17th goalie off the board at rank 119. That'll do it for our must-own goalies video. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. As the Fantasy Puck community prepares you for this upcoming season, click the link in our description and check out all of our content channels to ensure that you're prepared for this upcoming season. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.